Hey guys, it's Melanie, and the music that you're hearing in the background is Stella. She's playing with some toys behind me here. I wanted to do my follow-up video, so kind of a more in-depth review of the new Physicians Formula Super BB All-in-One Beauty Balm Powder that I had told you guys a couple of days ago. And I had a chance to use it a few different ways over the last few days. So I was able to kind of learn a little bit more about the product and how it works with my particular skin type. So I am super, super oily. I've said that in all of my videos in the past. And so for me, sometimes it's kind of difficult to find products that work well for me as foundations and as, you know, like setting powders and stuff. So the different ways in which I use this, every day that I wore it, I did have my Milk of Magnesia primer underneath. So I can't tell you how this wore on just my bare skin. So sorry about that. But, you know, if you wear a primer, whatever your daily primer is, you know, might be the same over that. I can't really tell you. I can just tell you from my personal experiences here. But so the way that I chose to wear this was one day by itself. One day I wore it underneath my Everyday Minerals base, and this is the semi-matte base. One day I wore it over top of the semi-matte base. And then I think that's it, because there was like 3 days in a row where I wore it. So it's a good powder. I probably wouldn't say that it would be a repurchase for me. I'm not going to be returning the product. I do still have the receipt for it, and I could absolutely take it back to Fred Meyer if I wanted to, but I'm not going to. Because while I don't think it's a repurchase for me, I think it's going to come in really handy in the summer. So let me just kind of tell you about the wear. When I wore it by itself, I applied it a little bit heavier, and I just used just a fluffy brush like this. This is just one from Bare Minerals. And, you know, got some on and kind of like tapped it like into the brush and then applied it like I would just regular mineral foundation. So for those of you that wear mineral foundation, you know, you just kind of like buff it into your skin over and over and over again until you feel like it melts into your skin. So I did that with this, and I will say it never felt like it melted into my skin the way my mineral powders do. And this doesn't say that it does that or is supposed to do that, so I didn't necessarily expect it to, but I thought maybe it might. So what I found when I wore it by itself and I applied it a little bit heavier, by the end of the day it looked pretty cakey, and it also kind of traveled into the lines on my forehead. Not so much like into any other lines on my face, because I find that the deepest and like most prominent lines on my face are definitely on my forehead. And again, that's just due to having a really expressive face. So then the next 2 days that I wore it, either underneath or over top of the Everyday Minerals base, I used a little bit of a lighter hand. So I just didn't get as much on the brush. I still continued to work it in quite a bit so that it blended into my skin as much as possible. And I found that it wore a little bit better. It didn't look as cakey, and it didn't settle into my lines. I didn't have any kind of reactions to it in terms of feeling like my skin was clogged or, you know, breaking out from it. Now, granted, wearing it 3 days, maybe if I continue to wear it, there could potentially be a breakout, but I don't think so. I have really good luck with Physicians Formula products. They tend to be very easy for me to use, and I don't have any issues with them in terms of breaking me out. So there's that. It might be different for your skin. Again, sometimes you just have to try products and they work for you or they don't. So color-wise, in terms of it matching my skin, it's a very peachy color. I'll show you guys here. It's very, very peach. My skin has a lot of yellow in it, so this really wasn't the most ideal color match for me. By the way, this is the color light medium, and it definitely was a little bit off. Not obnoxiously so, or to where like I could really tell, but I definitely noticed that it wasn't like the best color match for me. So that was not ideal. I think that during the summer when I have a little bit more of a tan, I think that it's going to look better on me. What I'm going to do with this is I think I'm going to save it mostly for summertime. This does have an SPF 30 in it. Stella's reviewing some mascara over here. This does have an SPF of 30 in it. So it's going to be really handy for me in the summer because I work outside a lot. I'm a wedding planner. I've told you guys a million times. So a lot of what I do during the summer is I work outside in the sun when it's like 90 degrees and the sun is just blaring down on me all day long. So this is going to be really helpful for then. So I'm not going to return it, but I'm really not going to be using it for right now. I realize that you're supposed to wear an SPF every single day. Fully aware, and I do get some sort of SPF protection just from, you know, the mineral base that I use. So, yeah, I don't think it's a product that you have to like run out and try right away. I think it's another good product from Physicians Formula. I tend to think that they make some of like the better products at the drugstore in terms of like face products, at least for me personally. I know that some other people really prefer the, you know, foundations and stuff from L'Oreal or from Revlon. So, you know, to each their own with that. But I wanted to also kind of give you a little bit of feedback in terms of what the claims are here. So one of the claims is that it's smoothing. I really didn't notice that my skin looked any smoother when I wore it. It says that it's perfecting. I think it was a perfecting in that, like, it definitely covered up some stuff. I don't have a lot of discoloration on my face. I don't have a lot of, you know, dark circles or anything like that. She's playing the whoopsie, I'm gonna drop everything game. So yeah, it just, you know, I mean, it provided some good coverage for what I needed. Protected, I mean, it has an SPF of 30, so, you know, that's definitely a good thing. Oil control, yeah, I mean, I would say that it did a decent job of controlling my oil. I'm really sorry. This video is quickly going downhill. I really thought that she would, like, behave herself, but she's not. You're just being a little monster. Let Mama finish up her video really fast, okay? Here, read this with me. Pore minimizing. I didn't really notice a lot of pore minimizing. I mean, I could still see my pores. Like, there's nothing that I've used that, you know, ever really makes my pores disappear. Airbrushing. I don't think I looked particularly airbrushed. Line softening. No, definitely didn't notice that. And this might be, you know, like beauty benefits over time, and I haven't used it long enough, but I'll definitely update you if somehow magically over the summer all of my lines disappear and stuff like that. Setting. Yeah, I mean, it's set my makeup, I guess. Concealing, yeah. I mean, I could see where it's kind of peachy tone would help to cancel with, you know, cancel out maybe like some dark circles underneath your eye. And I did use it under my eyes and it worked really well under there. And then the last one, so I can finally give this to Stella, is long wearing. Yeah, I would say that, you know, it was decent. I mean, for what I needed it to do. It lasted throughout most of the day. You know, obviously when I wore it by itself and I applied it a little bit heavier, like I said, it got a little bit cakey towards the end of the day. But when I didn't use such a heavy hand, it was just fine and it looked pretty good towards the end of the day. So overall, I would say it's a good product. It's not going to be a repurchase for me. I'm not going to return it. I don't think people need to like run out and like grab it before it like disappears off the shelves. I think it's probably going to be a pretty permanent part of the line. They also have a BB like cream, so like an actual BB cream. I'm not going to try that. I find that BB creams don't work for me. They tend to be super moisturizing and I just don't need that for my skin. So, you know, that's, I'm not even going to bother with the cream products. I've tried BB creams in the past, tons of them, and they just don't work for my particular skin type. I'm sorry guys, I'm really trying to end the video fast so that we can so I can just upload this. She's being a pill because she didn't get her full nap in earlier and so So yeah, not a repurchase. I like it. I'm definitely going to use it up. But it's not something that completely blew me away by any stretch of the imagination. So, you know, if you don't want to spend the $13.99, then you're not really missing out on very much. Do you want to show that powder? Huh? Please don't drop that, okay? It's going to shatter in this video. I know it is. All right, I'm going to take my little handful here and go downstairs, and I think we're going to read a couple books. Do you want to read some books? And we will see you guys in our next video. Bye.